Good morning. I was thinking this morning about suffering and going through pain and whatever it may be in our lives, whether it's loss of a child, whether it's can't put down the bottle, whether it's divorce, whether it's bullied or whatever it may be. Suffering can be one of the most powerful ways to grow ourselves. In the Bible, there's a letter that James, who was Jesus' half-brother, wrote, which I've been reading more and more. And he talks about, from a Christian perspective, suffering is perhaps one of the greatest blessings that can happen to us if you look at it from that frame of reference. And that's so counterintuitive when you're in the middle of pain, when you're suffering, the heartache and the anxiety, the depression, just at the bottom, and confusion. It's really difficult, and I get that. I haven't talked too much about this publicly, and I'll definitely at some point talk about it more, but not too long after Hayden died, he appeared to me in a vision that I still to this day can't really explain. It appeared to me as a ball of light, like in this trance state, and it was him. It was his essence. He was speaking to me without having to even speak. And he said something really profound that I think applies to suffering. First off, he said, "Dad, why are you crying?" And I said, "Buddy, because I lost you." And he said something to the effect of, "Dad, you didn't lose me. I'm with God. I'm with pure love. To cry for me is to cry for God. Why would you cry for God? It doesn't make any sense." I remember thinking, okay, I got it. But this is what he said that's perhaps the most profound part of what I took away. He said, "Dad, I want you to remember one thing." He said, "There's beauty in life, but there's also beauty in death. It's only a matter of perspective." And if you replace the word death with suffering, maybe it's very similar. If we can shift the perspective of what we're going through, that gives us, and as an opportunity, as a blessing, as something that's a way for us to grow, then we give ourselves the chance to grow. It's when we don't shift that perspective, we stay in that cycle. And it doesn't matter what it is. I have people often that I'm talking to, and they're telling me their problems, and then they pause and they say, "I don't know why I'm telling you this, Brad, after what you went through. I'm so sorry. This doesn't mean much." And I tell them, no, it matters to you. Pain is pain, man. It doesn't matter what it is. Pain and suffering is suffering, period. They're all different. Mine's different than yours, and it's no less valid. And if we can take that perspective and shift it, whatever it is, and man, it's just so hard to do, and you have to be deliberate, and things like prayer, meditation, good foundational healthy habits help me in that process. It can become our greatest weapon for growth. Whether you believe in God or Christianity or some other faith, pull that aside for a moment. Let's do an experiment. Let's just assume for the moment, when this is all over, there is some amazing presence, some universal consciousness or divine spirit that we get to engage with. And that spirit is no judgment, pure love, like a father or grandfather or that great coach or that teacher. They love you, they care for you, you could feel that essence of it. And they're committed to your well-being and your growth. And they ask you at the end of your life, they say, what did you learn? Now, if you were on Earth and you didn't treat people well and you're self-indulgent the whole time, and maybe you're a rock star or something, I guess that sounds great, but what do you learn? What do you learn? Everybody goes through suffering. Some of it's caused by others and some of it's caused by ourselves. Some of it's caused by nobody. It just happened. And even those ones caused by ourselves, maybe we're self-indulgent, maybe we're some rich dude not caring about anybody but themselves and just, you know, whatever it is, that suffering may be our biggest growth. And then in this thought experiment in the final days, or the final, whenever we meet this, whatever it is, the divine, holy spirit of the universe, and he asks us, what did you learn? It doesn't matter what we went through. I think what would be the most valuable is if we say, we experienced suffering and we learned. We grew. I think that's maybe the point of it all. So I'd encourage if you are in pain, suffering, I know it's hard, try to shift that perspective. And I think, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, I have this every day, I'm human, but I find when I shift the perspective, I find there's beauty in it all. All love. God bless you.